See, with me, I would not cared. I would hit them, and I'm like, we go again. I'll apologize, of course. I'll be like, sorry, man, I didn't mean that, right? But I'm throwing a ball at you, technically. if it hits you, it hits you, innit? So why you're stressed out like that? You wouldn't have stressed me like that.
Exactly.
I never would have been a Seido. I never would have been as person. I credit to a better version. Legends get all of the glory. Legends get all of the glory. Shades of gold. Tell me where you share story. Tell me if you say you down me.
Let's talk about your favorite matches. If your other favorite matches, if that was your favorite match. And my favorite play if you have one. So Ed, you wanna go first?
Yeah. Think of my favorite play. I'm trying to think. Low key, the one that I loved a lot was maybe not one play, but altogether. You know when Sawamura was like getting into the groove when it was playing against, I forgot the name of the team. Not good with team names. Todoroki's team, Righteous team.
Yakushi.
Yeah. When he was going like he was on a before he messed up a little bit, but he was like going so well. He was doing so good. I was like, that hit me. It was like, oh my god, you've grown a lot. I like that. Because I'm trying not to, because some of my favorite plays were in the quarterfinal, but that I was like, okay, I like that. It's very good. Then the clockwork as well. That impressed me. I'm not gonna lie.
He's wavy.
I think that might be my favorite match, low key, because I was like, how do you have that much control?
Yeah, it's different. I'm not gonna lie.
He goes over 200 pitches a day.
It is different.
I was surprised. But Joe was on the floor. I was like, what? He's like, I'm going there. That specific place, that's where I'm going. And he goes there without fail. I was like, yeah. That's a standing ovation. I love that as well.
All right, what about you, Joe?
So my favorite matchup was Seido versus Maimon, or is it Maimon? It was their first Maimon, the first proper game, and I love that game because of the emotions that went out and the passion throughout it. Because it was first, I think, Sawamura, he gets his first start at some point during that game. He gets his first proper, time to play, and you could really tell how. Like the stakes were, how heavy the stakes were in baseball, and the importance of each moment, and that game was so it hit home for me. Especially, I think that was the game where, because they were the underdogs, Maimon, I felt for them, and they didn't really have any standout players. They weren't like one of the top high schools or systems who produce players and that. They were just normal.
Yeah. But
they still put up such a great fight. Like throughout the game, I was like, yeah, I want them to win. Like I was hyped for them. And even at the end of the game, when we saw their tears and all of them crying when they lost, it made me really understand how much baseball meant for them, especially the third years. Because I know I think Miyuki were talking to somebody and saying, the reason why they're so emotional is because they're third years and that's their last game. And then I was like, wow, that's mad. Like, it's all mad. And then there was like a little conversation saying that, so we have to make sure we go nationals, because if you can't beat somebody, then go play somebody else next week and lose. That's disrespectful for the team you just beat. You have to go all the way.
Yeah.
So they can, trust me, you have to go all the way. So they can then say that we got beat, but the people who got beat won the whole thing. For me, my favorite play was anytime Sawamura bunts. Every time there's a crucial moment, that's my favorite play. Are you mad? That's too lucky.
He's so good at it.
He's so good at it, please. Oh my days.
Master.
He's clutch. I love how he then tries to educate people about how he should bunt. Man's like, bend your knees, squat like this, That's the motion, do that. He's wild. He's hella funny. That
man's jokes. I love him.
Too funny.
Even going back to like what you said before, when it's like, I'm going to the final for all of you, for the 30s, I'm doing it for you. I was just laughing.
Energy, man.
I love him as a main character, man. He's so likable.
He has energy for days.
Okay. He really does. He's funny because like when the game's over and he's just like, line up straight, line up proper.
Man said, your feet, get back.
Line up appropriately. I think my favorite match is probably. I think I like the Seido versus Akigawa as well, because I like how Miyuki was able to read Yang Shunchen because of how he is as a pitcher. I like how Miyuki analyzes the pitches and how like they think through their pitches before they throw the ball so he can hit it perfectly. And the reason why I like that match specifically is because you kind of see how well the players know the game as well. Like they're able to think by themselves. They don't need the coach to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need you to do this play and that play. The coach is like, okay, I've taught you. I know you guys are smart enough to go and make the plays yourself. Yeah. Because there's a specific play where I think it's when Miyuki hits it and someone scores a run and then Kuramochi he's running around the base and Yang Shunchen he's getting the ball and he's gonna try throw it to first so he can get them out. And Kuramochi notices this. He runs past third base and before Yang Shunchen realizes he's already thrown it to first. So Kuramochi scored another run. I mean, it's because of that play there, they lose their game. And then he's just like, oh, well, this is the reason I came to Japan, to play this baseball. And I was like, yeah, that's wavy. And also when Tetsu hits his pitch, and whenever Tetsu is in the batter's box, bro, that's already a favorite moment. Cause he just has
I feel like he's a Kaido, man. I can't bet against him. I can't.
Listen, he's actually a goal.
In a one-on-one match?
He's actually
don't bet against him. Put your money on him.
He doesn't say much, but
he's so calm and self-assured.
Speak, man, for themselves.
Facts, listen, man.
He's a
facts. Like nothing phases him. He just be there chilling.
He walks into the box. You already know he's hitting it.
Facts, man.
And the way he trains as well, he just does a simulation in his head.
Yeah.
What does he do? He does like 100 after training every day. Or was it 500?
500 swings. 500 swings.
Imagine.
That's crazy.
Plus training.
Damn.
Different, man. Must have 500 swings. Could never be me.
Yeah, I don't have that time. But that's the dedication you need.
It's true, man.
After 50, I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's good for the day.
That's the thing. Counting to 500 is probably the issue for me. Because I'll get bored. I'll definitely get bored.
When I get to 50, I'm like,
this is dead.
That's it. I don't know, zero.
Trust me.
That's way too long. But anytime Tetsu's in the batter's box, and also Haruchi, because in that match he scored I think an RBI because he outsmarted Yang Shunchen. He made him look like he was he stood over the batter's box. So and then he adjusted and he just goes. Haruchi was kind of low key in that whole tournament. He was on a roll because against Maki. Listen, he comes in as the pinch hitter against Sensen too. Hits a home run, I believe. I might be wrong, but listen, he's wavy. That's it.
He is. He's top tier. That's why for me he was my favorite because man's humbled and he's great. Like that's the combination. I was like, wow. And like you said, like. That scene when he switched up the hand placement, like super quick, I was like mad. And I even think that throw was to the inside. And man just let it rip.
And he's using a wooden bat too.
It was
gone. Everyone else is using metal. The skill level is
that surprised me, That surprised me.
Makes him unique, man.
It does,
see anyone else using wooden bat.
It's true. They don't want it like that.
They're not that good, man. Haruchi, he's playing on a higher difficulty,
He is, fam.
I'm telling you.
By choice. I wanted to make it hard for myself.
That's a goat right there.
He is.
But let's get into the main event, the climax of the tournament. Seido, they've beaten tough opponents. They've gone through the 9 innings multiple times. And the narrative has been slowly building up to Inashiro, the team. Previously they lost to last year, and the third years before they were like, so our current third years, carry on our dreams, go to the nationals. Narumiya has been a pain in their side. We've seen it in the practice matches that there's clear something between these two teams, and we get to the final, and it's Inashiro versus Seido, and we get the backstory of the third years. We understand how big this match is for our third years and why it's so important for us to win this game. So, what did you guys think of it?
It was too emotional, man. Oh my god, I was at the edge of my seat the whole time because looking at the match, it's like, wow.
It was very competitive.
And it started off so well as well. I'm like, I was just like, damn. It was. I can't even explain it properly. It was just.
Yeah. So
it's so close. It hurt me. I can't lie.
Listen, bro, that heartbreak is. You know when Karasuno lose to Albo Josai in the first season?
Yeah.
This was worse though, because with them they got the chance to come back with the same team and beat them. With this one, they lost, and the third years are gone. Yeah. They're gone, and bro, and then you're thinking about their backstories and the fact that they lost the year before as well to the same team.
Imagine
the same man. Oh,
I
didn't know how to feel because it was so close. It's like what, 5-4?
It was 5-4.
I think that was the score.
And they lost. They needed one more out to win.
That's all.
They needed one more out to win, and they scored 2 runs in the last inning. Do you understand the pain?
That was peak.
Because I think, what was it though? I think it was I can't remember, but there's the one that scored like 3 distance in it. So I was like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah, that was the 8th inning, man.
Yeah, the 8th inning.
In the 8th, they scored 3.
They overtook them.
Yeah, it was like 4-3. Let's go. We're doing this. Then just Ed was just like, really? You gonna do this to me? you gonna do this to me?
Real pain. It's actually.
And that's when the overconfidence was annoying me as well. Of this, I was like,
Well, May.
That was emotional. Come on. Yeah.
Bro, this man Narumiya. Can we just talk about how Inashiro are the Golden State Warriors, please?
Oh, they are. Their team is composed of the best players, man. All of them.
This man went out. He was in middle school. Said, "I'm gonna build a super team."
Why would he do that? He already had a good ass team. Who allowed this shit? That's like 6 superstars on one team. They the Justice League.
And then they got angry at Miyuki because he didn't want to join. I don't understand it.
Miyuki was like, nah.
Man said, beat our Kevin Durant.
Imagine.
Said, you can beat my Kevin Durant. I'm Steph Curry. He's Clay. But Miyuki was like, no. I actually like competition. I'm not trying to break the gear here.
Yeah, just win everything.
What he did has to be illegal. That was tampering. But he did it. He was smart. He did it early. It was definitely tampering. Because there's no way that's right. Man legit got all the best players.
We're gonna build a super team. That's what he did. That's when I saw that flashback and the scene where he's like, you got Narumiya and they're all on the stairs. He's like, oh yeah, let's all go to Inashiro and dominate for 3 years. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro?
I like his mindset though. I like his mindset. He was like, let's acquire the top assets and let's go.
He's smart for that.
Because the analogy you used with Golden State, I just realized that because Golden State was pissing me off at the time because I didn't enjoy it. I wasn't enjoying basketball like that. I was like, they're gonna win. What am I watching? It's obvious they're gonna win.
It's true.
Bro.
But the Seido match was so close though. It was like,
real pain.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you look at both teams, there is like, you can tell there's a quality difference. Like, they're loaded. Seido has their, even though I feel like firepower-wise, batter-wise, Seido top quality. Like they had a lot of firepower. Like there was quite a few people who you can count on to, and that they showcased that. Like in the 8th series when they got 3 people and scored, was it 3 runs? So you knew they had the quality.
Tetsu hit the changer, goal.
Yeah.
He came at the right moment, man.
So painful.
It was pain. It was pain.
I definitely didn't think they were going to lose.
Because I fully thought they were going to win as well. That's the thing. Like, before I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, this one, this is revenge. We coming for you. We're winning. This is the time.
Yeah.
You know, the backstory is there. You know, it happened before. They beat us before, but we're gonna come together and win. It was like, nope.
Terafima said no to show them through.
I was like, I like that, but the pain, the goddamn pain.
It's painful to this day, bro. It does. Even
to this day.
To this day.
Till this day.
Because I definitely thought they're going. I was like, yeah, they're going places. This is the team. This is the one. I feel like early success for our first years is. And do you know what hurts the most? It's because we fell in love with the third years, and we said, yeah, they deserve that.
Exactly.
They deserve it. And we've seen how hard they worked. They weren't good in the beginning. You know when you get that that flash, and they'll say they weren't good in the beginning, like. But and you saw how committed they were to transforming themselves into extremely.
Exactly. They built a whole culture, bro.
Oh my days! I was like, give them that W, please. They deserve better.
Because with the comparing to Haikyuu a little bit, because you know the third years came back in again. They said stay on, just play in the spring tournament. I was like, I wanted that so much. Like, please, just repeat third year again. Don't go. Just repeat it again. Just stay.
Nope.
So you can have a chance to beat them.
No repeating, bro. They're done.
Man.
They're retired.
Yeah.
Their time is over.
More.
Oh my days!
It's actually sad.
It's hella sad because the other players have time. Like they have time. They can have their moments another time. Oh my days!
Tetsu deserved better, man. He should have been that coach.
It's true.
Hurts massive.
It's true.
But it's actually such a great match, but it's just the ending is so heartbreaking. Yeah. When I saw Tetsu crying on the bus, that's when I was just like, yeah, this is too much for me, man. Because he was holding it together the whole time. He was like, yep, line up. Congrats for winning.
No, I agree with that. There was so much, like you said, the passion with him. Like he felt that, the way he held it together. You were struggling to hold it in yourself for him, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. And he lets it out when no one's like watching. You can tell. That's the burden of a captain. He has to be strong when everyone is weak.
It's true.
No.
It's true.
It's sad.
He was definitely the pillar of the squad.
100%.
And I feel like there was so much pressure on him. Like he's one of those people. I feel like if he had more airtime, sometimes he was in his room just meditating, trying to stay composed, trying to stay calm, trying to handle this pressure. Because I couldn't personally deal with that. Because I feel like the pressure wasn't even spread out between the vice captain or the rest. It was basically all on him. And he was so like,
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when everything had to go down, especially in pressured situations, it more or less fell on him, like more or less. And that's tight.
He was the guy, the number 4, the person trusted to come out in the clutch situation. So it was tough for him, but he did perform because Narumi was going hard on him.
He was.
And the pitch that he was so proud of, he was able to hit and score the most runs off.
Was it the change-up?
Right, the change-up, yeah, he hit it.
And I like that because I feel like Narumi was getting complacent. He was getting overconfident, thinking, oh, do you know what? Especially when you looked at the series before, they were scoreless, and I think it was 3 and outs. So he was like, do you know what? I'm confident now. We have the momentum. But then, a minute. At that moment in time, we more or less going their way.
It was because you see Carlos here, he's a problem because he's good at running, but his fielding skills are underrated. I feel like
it's true.
There was 2 moments in that game where he saved them from getting runs. Like Tetsu, he hits Narumi's fastball, right, and it's going to the is going to like the edge, and Carlos he runs, jumps off the wall and catches the ball while in midair. And I was just looking at him like, bro, come on, man.
He's a monster.
Like, you're not even playing fair right now.
He's actually the cheat code.
Bro, he did it against Masako too. Masako hits it far. You just see these sand marks, and Carlos has caught it again. I'm just like, bro, you are finishing me right now.
It's like, I swear there was nobody in that area like 2 seconds ago. How did my man get there?
Exactly.
He's special.
He's built different.
He is, man.
It's funny because the day before the game, you just see him and he's standing out in his window naked. I'm just like, what are you doing, bro?
Man doesn't care. I wish they gave more background on him, man. I need to know why he's in Japan.
I know he's from Brazil, but that's it.
I need to know why his family...
I think his grandfather is Brazilian or something like that.
I see.
But that's all I know.
That's lit though. I feel like...
I want to talk about... What are you saying?
No, I was going to just talk quickly about Miyuki and how hard he went doing like his display. Because I remember, actually, even Furia, because that's when he was fielding a lot, that game. Like, there was the mid-portion, he was fielding. Yeah. And I remember that one moment when it was, I think the ball got hit like left field, or more like left field, but middle. And it went, they thought they had a big play on. But Furia grabbed it and zipped it. And everybody was like, wow.
Yeah.
Because the guy was about to run, thinking he was free to run. We hear zip.
Nope. Listen.
I was like, wow. Proper. Because that was...
Yeah, I remember that moment. Because Tambo was pitching then.
Yeah. And they were about to get a big play because they're like, okay, the ball... Because I think they jammed him. But the ball still went kind of far. It was going... They could have made a run. They could have easily... Definitely. But he came in and made clutch plays right there. And that was litty.
One thing I didn't like is how they had to kind of nerf Seido before the game. Because, Kominato got injured. Yeah. And Tambo got injured as well. Yeah. Like, if Kominato was in his full form, some of the plays that he let go past him wouldn't have happened. It's
true. It's very true. And
you get a good moment with Kominato when, Kuromochi saves him. And you get that image where, like, he tips the ball and then Kuromochi comes up behind him, grabs it with his bare hand and taps the guy out. That was good. But like, I wasn't a fan of how they nerfed Kominato and Tambo. Like, nah.
They didn't need to as well.
Tambo as well, man.
There was actually if you think about it, there's actually no need because if they're at full strength, those teams are very competitive anyway. You know what I mean? There's actually no need for those injuries. It did kind of make it interesting though. Because it's like, how are they going to play with knowing they have injuries?
Because Tambo, he was doing all right, man. But he could only pitch for 2 innings.
That was peak, man.
Furia did well, I'm not going to lie. Because he pitched the most innings out of all of them.
Yeah, and they were struggling with his pitches. Yeah, and they were struggling, like, to hit it. Like, he was being super consistent.
He was in his bag that match, I can't lie.
Oh, 100%. But I still think the best moment was still... Carlos, when I'm just remembering now, you know when he's running for home run and he slides round the guy at base to make the home run and he's about to touch Miyuki slides round him and he doesn't get touched, but obviously the referee thinks it's a touch and he's like, and then he casually talks to him and said, good save because you didn't touch me because man's too pacey.
Yeah, bro, listen. Carlos is actually... Listen, he might be low-key MVP for the Inashiro team because he was the one who scored a tying run in the 9th inning as well.
Yeah.
When he came in as the pinch runner.
Yeah.
Oh, my days. Carlos, man.
And I feel like he's definitely...
Like what?
They fear him the most. Like, everybody, as soon as he's on, like, that demon speed, you kind of have to contain it because if he'll catch you slipping. Like, he will actually catch you slipping.
Exactly. He's a problem. He's actually a problem, man. And let's talk about when Sawamura hits the guy with the pitch. Because, listen, he was not looking right that whole inning. He was looking stressed. And, like, you just see him hit the pitch, and he's just like, you can tell that took all the wind out of his sail. Couldn't hold it together.
It really showcased where he was at mentally. because that's very fragile. Like, he didn't have that kind of strength or fortitude to take on like a couple bad plays or like a change in momentum where you're not doing well, and not place the burden all himself, but trust his teammates. You know, when like they always have to remind him is that we're here, like play for contact. We're here, we're fielding, we've got your back. I feel like in that situation, he really went in himself and was like, wow, I'm flopping. And he forgot about the team, forgot about everybody around him and the support system he has. And that's why he was crushed by the moment, if you know what I mean. And that was the final moment. Like when he hit the batter, he was like, okay, I'm done. Like,
nail in the coffin.
You know.
Cause
and he's
the way the guy roared after, that was crazy. That moment. He was just like, yes, I got him.
He was gassed, man. He was actually gassed.
But they were doing mental tactics.
It's true.
Because he pitches to the inside. They were like, we're gonna make it awkward for him to pitch to the inside by crouching over in a way.
Yeah.
And that applies mental pressure because you're like, I'm not trying to hit this guy with the ball. No, they won, man, with their tactics.
See, with me, I would not cared. I would hit them, and I'd be like, "We go again." I'll apologize, of course. I'll be like, "Sorry, man, I didn't mean that." Right? But I'm throwing a ball at you. Technically, if it hits you, it hits you, innit? So why you're stressed out like that? You wouldn't have stressed me like that.
Exactly. Well, that's you. But you had the pressure that 1 out. And you win the finals, and I guess it was just too much for Sawamura. Yeah. And Kawakami, I don't hate him, but he kind of bummed it up for them to lose and concede 2 runs. But it's not his fault, man. He's just not built like that, man.
He's not.
At the end of the day,
he's good enough to do what he needs to do, but he's not for the big moments, the high-pressured, big stake moments. You don't want him near the mound.
Finished.
They should have probably sent Furia out.
Yeah.
Instead, because he
that's what I feel like.
He was in his bag.
But I think that's why they lost him for me. That's like the pitching relay is great throughout the tournament, how it worked, and it really messed up people's rhythm, like when they were playing them. But at the crunch time, you need that one person you call your ace to play all the series, that's no matter what.
Between the two teams.
Facts. Because they switch out in the final. Some of the obviously was unfortunate. It was injury. It proper hurt them. Proper. Like,
I agree. Yeah.
It didn't flow right, and that's where they lost the momentum.
It's ironic though, because after the match, we kind of follow Inashiro in their run at the Nationals, which kind of makes me salty. I was like, I need these guys to lose. And they get all the way to the national final, and they lose to a pitcher relay.
Yeah.
Which is very
ironic, isn't it? It's very ironic. The thing is, on this day, when it's a pitcher relay on this day, is good. It is good. Because it just changes the flow of the game, especially as soon as you start getting used to one pitcher's rhythm and play style, you switch it up. And then the batters are confused. They're like, if you don't have great batters who are very fluid and can switch up and change easily, you've got them, like, they're on the ropes. It has its moments.
That's true.
It definitely has its moments.
All right, Ed, do you wanna give any other thoughts you had on the match before we move on?
I don't know what you guys have talked about already, but
so we talked about
my main.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say we talked about how we felt about after the match. We were talking about Tetsu, how he was crying by himself.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Carlos. And then we were just I think you just heard it now. We were talking about how Sawamura crumbled under the pressure, and then.
Yeah. I think what I want to talk about, you guys talked about it already, and something Rijal said as well. Like, I was wishing that they brought Fury back in, because it's like, why didn't you? It made perfect sense Then Tetsu crying is... fam, this match, I don't like it. I can't lie. It got me... It had me feeling weird, man. I can't lie to you. It was just upsetting. I think this is one of the matches... It felt like my own team lost, if that makes sense. Like, we had a chance to go to the semi-finals and probably win everything. And I almost cried, man. It was just a fact. Then to see the reactions of them as well, it hit different. I can't lie. It was just...
I think
I'm telling you, if they won, it would be my favorite match. But because they lost, I don't know how I felt about it, man.
I think that's what makes it so good, though, that they lost.
Yeah,
I think they did a brave thing. The author, Terajime, he did a brave thing to make them lose after building them up for so long. We followed these guys for over 50 episodes. Over 50 episodes.
It was unexpected because they didn't follow the shonen trope like you said before. Like it was expected to win. I don't think there was anyone who thought they were going to win. It was a possibility.
That was the whole setup, man.
It was a possibility, but it was like this. Oh, they're winning this, and I'm going to be happy because I want them to win. Like to shut them up to see how. But yeah, it was upsetting. But it was a good match. I can't like that. Like, but it's like that's it was beautiful.
It's a shame.
Yeah,
it's a big shame, man.
Okay.
The AK mindset.
Okay, so following on from the Inashiro versus Seido match, we kind of enter this off-season where the third years have finished, they've retired because that match really was the last match. There's we're running it back. It was the last chance. And we're faced with the prospect of building a new team, dealing with the issues, dealing with the loss, and then just preparing and moving on. So I guess that's what we're going to talk about, and then we're going to transition into our thoughts on the season as a whole and what we thought about it after finishing all 75 episodes? 75 episodes.
Yeah, 75.
So yeah, what did you guys think about that little last third between the end of the Inashiro match and the end of the season? What are your thoughts on that little portion of the show? Anyone can go.
Well, I think for me personally, I think it kind of showcased what kind of direction we're going. Like as soon as that match finished, you had Furia cementing to Sawamura that he's going to be the ace of the team. So from there was a lot of dynamics. Like, okay, we kind of know what direction we're pushing and who might be the forefront at the moment in terms of leadership-wise of the team, because obviously we're losing a lot of third years now. And you could tell like there was a lot of because obviously the third year still had their third year exams and stuff, but you start now seeing a lot of new faces in terms of some of the second string players that you didn't see, and a lot of competition in terms of how hard they start training in preparation for, I think is their summer camp.
Yeah.
And it kind of, and that kind of like revitalizes everything, because you're like, okay, it might be over, but there's a bigger picture in terms of the team still moves forward. They still, we still have to improve. We still have to get better. We don't just like slug off and be like, okay, cool, we're done. You know what I mean? Like we lost, it's all over. Let's cry. Nah, it's back to hard work. And you see the Miyuki and the new like kind of the second years who are basically going to be transitioning to their third years, trying to take the reins and be like, yeah, guys, look up. Like we did well this year. We could have done better. We could have displayed and put a better display on. There's more to play for. Like we have to come again stronger next year, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I agree. Like I agree with everything you said. Like the second year is like coming together to like take the leadership was really good. But I have to say the realism of like the third year's finally going, it hit me different. I'm not gonna lie, that thing was super emotional. because it's like, yeah, it's really done.
Yeah.
They're not coming back. They're not playing the team again. That hit me different. And I think that's really so well done because most, I feel like most like sports anime when it comes to school anyway, like you don't really get to see that much. But yeah, it was done so well because like yeah, it's over. Like this is really it for them, and you see how some of them do it as well as doing with the exams and all. So yeah, it was. I was looking depressed. I'm not gonna lie.
I was too, man.
Like,
I was
damn
too.
God damn it, man. Why couldn't they win? Please tell me it was a dream. Sawamura was dreaming. Then he woke up. It's like, oh, I hope it doesn't go like something. I mean, if that happened, I'll be angry. But I wanted it to happen as well. Like, it was a dream. Just come back and play, and we beat them. But yeah, it hit me. I can't lie. Yeah, it was heavy.
Yeah, even for me, like it's just so bitter. You feel how final it is. Like next episode, Masako is like, yeah, I'm moving now. I'm just like, damn, already, bro. Like,
I know that hit me.
Exactly.
I was like, raw. I was like, man, guy, chill for a bit, chill for a week.
Oh, why are you doing this to me, man?
I was gone.
Oh, and then
wow,
left immediately. I'm just like, oh, fair enough.
He did. He basically said, I have real life to do now. Bye, guys. That's what he said.
He said it in a bit, man. It's been fun.
Trust me. I said it's been good, man. I might as well chilling here.
Yeah, and then like I like how you guys said it's really sad when you see how they've lost and like there's no other chance. Like I felt sad for the manager as well because like when she came, it was just her by herself, and like she's seen these guys struggle to become how good as they are, and then I guess it must have really hurt her. Like you see after the game, she gives the cranes to Harada Masa, and like he even recognizes, he's like, oh, could I have done what they're doing? Am I as strong as them? Because it's not easy
at all,
and it sucks, man. That's what. But I also have to rate the second years like Maizono, because he was like, he kept it real. He was like, secretly, somewhere in my heart, I was waiting for this day because I want to play too.
My time.
That's true. It's our generation now. I mean, Yuki, day after, he's already watching the game. He's like, oh, why didn't I stop Sawamura? I'm like, bro, already. He's moved on that quickly.
Work rate.
You know he's built different.
Work rate.
That's why he's the captain, bro. He's built different.
Exactly, the captain.
And also, with Furio, I think with him, he's less emotional than Sawamura. He's like, yeah, I don't want to feel like this, so I'm taking action immediately. Whereas Sawamura was mulling around, and only when he saw Furio, he was like, oh, wait, this guy's right behind me or ahead of me.
Yeah.
And while Furio starts excelling, Sawamura is not doing as well, and you kind of see that in the Yakushi match where he just crashes and burns.
He falls off, man. He falls off ridiculously.
That was painful to watch. That was really hard to watch. I can't lie.
It was.
Especially, do you know that? Him. Bro, man had to practice by himself.
You're a relief pitcher. Yeah. He needed that though, because like I think that was Sawamura his lowest point. Honestly, even lower than after losing.
It was definitely that scene. You see that scene where he's on the bench and he has the towel wrapped around him and he's just looking down and he doesn't look like the same person. I'm like, where's
the ball of energy?
You know, man, bro, he was hurting for real, but he needed that.
These are the challenges he goes through. Listen, it's painful when he's walking off the mound and he's in his head. He's like, no, I don't want to leave the mound like this. I'm just like, bro.
Yeah.
Why did he have to suffer like that? Sad.
I definitely thought it was over for him. I thought from then, I don't know how he was going to recover. And I thought Furia was taken over from then on. Like, I was like, there's no way this guy can come from such a place where he's so low. Like, he can't pitch effectively. He pitches with fear. Like, he's on the mound and he's fearful of pitching. Like, it's crazy.
It's a shame. But then Chris...
Yeah, the switch is crazy. Because you see how, before you see how excited he is to pitch. Like, boy, it's just like... didn't hit him differently, man. Sucking to his soul.
Were you surprised that he had the psychological issue? Because that's something.
Low key, yeah. I didn't expect it from him. It's like, you know, that those kind of characters like him, Hinata. I don't expect them to be like that depressed that easily. Well, it's not easily, but I mean, it was heavy. But I didn't expect it. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like the opposite.
But it was good they had it because he made him more realistic. He made him like a real character, like you can connect to him more. Like he's not just like brushing it off. You know, it's like he draws on it, and most people do. Like not everyone can like be like furious. Like, you know what, I don't want that to happen again. Not everyone can be like Miyuki, who studies like, okay, how could I have done it better? Some people like dwell on it. It's like, yo, it was my fault, even if necessarily it wasn't totally his fault, or if it wasn't completely his fault. Like there's some people like that in the real world. It's like, yo, if only I did this differently, everyone could have, the third years could have gone to the semi-final, could have won it. So he made it more. I could connect to him a bit more. So it built him as a main character. I'm not gonna lie.
I definitely feel like I feel like I expected him to be like that. I expected him to kind of crash that much, because people who tend to be so sporadic with their emotion, like ups and downs, and he really displays it, like he feels it for real, and that was shown throughout the series. When he's happy, it really boosts, happy and confident, really boosts his performance. And I knew like it's going to be the other way around. I knew when he's low, he's not going to be good. He's not going to be a good player. Like he's going to play so poorly. And that's why I think it's better for your, it's hard to say, but it's better for your pitcher to be more in the middle grounded. He doesn't have his ups and fully downs, or so he's consistent. You know what I mean? I feel like because like when you're consistent emotionally, you're less sporadic in your performance. You're gonna display a more professional, kind of evenly leveled out each time.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, I think being emotional, like just to like play devil's advocate a little bit, like being more emotional might like bring like more like passion to the game as well, if you think about it like that. Because he goes through that like low point and like seeing how like he reflects on it, because that's kind of his own way of reflecting it, but he does it like really emotionally, and it affects the way he plays.
Yeah, because
he's going to think, okay, I don't want to feel like that ever again. So it might be like it's going to be, I guess I haven't seen like season 2 yet, but I feel like this is going to be like a major way to like improve himself, because I don't want to like, it's going to kind of be like, I never want to feel like that again, because you know,
definitely.
I don't need, because the more time I spend being like depressed, like thinking about this and affects my play, the more time Furia, like he shows it. Furia's like, he's improving himself, and I'm spending time doing this. So I feel like for his character, it helps him.
Definitely agree. And kind of in that match anyway, he kind of lost before he'd even started pitching, because the coach was like, "Oh yeah, you need to know your role as a relief pitcher." And that's what like that just sets him off already. Like he's just like, what, relief? I'm not trying to be relief. I'm trying to be the ace. And like you see his face, and he's already got that face from like the Inashiro match when he was like kind of in that kind of high stress mode before he hit the guy with the pitch. Like he looked like he did not look okay. So I don't know, but we see him start to overcome this when he's learning the different pitch, the outside one. So there's hope. Season 1 leaves us with some hope. Yes, go.
Come with the save.
He did well.
Definitely, man. In those moments, but don't you feel like, especially when that was happening, that's where the coach and coaches weren't as effective? As in, if you see your player is struggling, you don't wait till he's crumbled till you take him off. And there's a certain way you have to take him off. You can't just be like, bro, that's dead now. You're up. Just come off. Like, that's embarrassing. Can't be like that. Because I feel like the way that was dealt with was also like, he didn't save him. Like if I was a coach, I would be like, okay, he's not doing well. I can see the stress in his face and his body. Right now is probably the best time to take him off, instead of waiting for something really bad to happen, and then everybody knows that's why he got taken off, because of that.
Yeah.
I agree with everything.
To be in defense of him, because obviously there's so many players you have to look out for. and so that might be one of the reasons. But that's what makes like a good coach. A coach that notices like every single player, how they react to wins and losses. So it makes sense. But to be fair, like I feel like he has to look. It has a lot. He has to like look after the third years, like make sure like try not to dwell too much on it. Then with the second years, like make sure like okay, you know who the leaders, the next leaders are gonna be, as well as looking after everyone's mindset after the game as well.
Yeah.
So it's easier said than done, I think. But I think that's what makes like an amazing coach and a good coach. So I think they could have done a little bit better there. I do agree with that.
Because I guess because he leaves them to think for themselves a lot. I guess we don't get to see him step in as much as needed sometimes. He does step in though, because he did teach Sawamura the form in the beginning of the series. So I do have to give him for that, because I even changed his whole pitching style. He showed him the towel drill.
The towel, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I did that towel drill in my room once.
Bruh. Oh my God.
I just want to put that out there, man. Man was like, "Raw, that looks kind of interesting. Let me try it out."
He's making the wall, yeah. You're making the wall with the towel, and then focusing on the tension in your body.
Fam, I don't have the same flexibility though. I don't have this.
You got flexible shoulders, man.
Yeah,
Wish that was
different flexibility. Same, man. Same.
That's funny because I don't know if you guys remember with the Haikyuu, Daniel. Haikyuu, when Bokuto teaches Hinata the umbrella technique.
Yeah. Well, you tried it.
I went to the beach and I was playing volleyball. I almost broke my arm, my guy.
Oh, bro.
I was trying to like adjust myself to like do the umbrella from doing like a spike. And first of all, it misses completely. Then I get myself tangled in the net. I was like, I'm going to chill.
Bro.
That's not Haikyuu right now.
Let's
just play like a normal. Because back then as well, I wasn't that fit. I don't know what's going through my head to be pretending to be Bokuto. Because
I know what's going through your head.
I understand what you mean.
It was the hype. It was the hype was going through your head. You're like, yes, I've seen it happen and I love it. Let me do it as well.
Because you see it happening, it's like, oh, that's easy. But you don't know it's like a player that's been playing this for so many times, for so long.
Trust.
Just try and copy Bokuto and try and copy coach.
It's
hard,
man.
How did it look? My shoulder was messed up. I was like, okay, let's not try that again.
Some things are just meant to be watched.
Yeah, my guy, exactly.
Nah, you just need to start with the basics, isn't it? Next time.
Yeah. Oh. Exactly. Next time, just learn how to spike first, or learn how to dig.
Like Shirogane, in season 1 of Kaguya, where he's like, "Oh yeah, I need you to teach me how to serve. Now I need you to teach me how to return."
He stuffed his own head, That was funny. That actually made me laugh out loud. Smacked his own head and rolled on the floor.
I don't know how he did that.
How?
Listen,
how is it even possible? Why is he so bad? How can a human be so bad?
Especially when he's good at everything else as well.
Trust me, bro.
Shirogane.
Fam, the stress in her face watching him. She was like, "What is this? This is not my president."
Bro.
How can you be so bad?
Peter is teaching Shirogane anything, bro.
You know it's gonna be banter.
That's what. Listen. There's a couple of them episodes this season, and they're just too funny. I don't want to say anything, but I would have said
Kaguya. That's gone to like my top 5 favorite comedy shows. I love it because there's Asobi Sobase, there's Konosuba, there's Goku Dolls, and Kageyama. It just made me laugh too many times. I didn't expect that. I thought it was gonna be like that romantic school romance and stuff like that. Yeah. But I was laughing way too much. It's a bit off topic, but yeah.
Yeah, let's swing back to the conclusion of season 1, and then
I see what you did there.
That's the swing back on the. I don't even mean to.
Oh, that was smooth.
I'm just trying to, Let's talk about season 1 as a whole, and then I think Eddie, you can talk about what you're hoping for season 2, because obviously Rajel's just watched season 2, and I've already watched all the seasons.
Greatness.
That makes more sense. Yeah. You need to talk about your expectations, but yeah, you can talk about what we thought this season, ratings, all of that good stuff. So anyone who wants to shoot, good.
Yeah, I'll go first. It was It was good, man. First season was a strong first season, especially like having 75 episodes as well. Like I didn't feel like tired. I didn't feel burnt out that much because most shows like this, they're like long. I'm talking about like Naruto's, One Piece. When I was binging them, there's a time I was like, you know what, 50 episodes in, I was like, I'm going to take a time.
Yeah.
The reason I stopped watching this is because, okay, I'm going to get too addicted. That's different. When I stopped, because I think I'm going to get too addicted rather than getting burnt out. So the first thing was strong, man. There's very little I can complain about. Thinking back, there's very little because everything that happens for a reason. And I love when my mangaka is like that smart when he actually does stuff for a reason, not because it's fun or because, you know, it's the shonen trope. So I'm going to do it as well. So it's really good. The characters, I connected to them, like, especially the third years, it still hurts me.
Yeah,
so,
man.
The connection with the characters, the connection with other teams as well. I think Haikyuu does that beautifully, and Diamond Ace does that as well, because you understand the backstories, you understand how they feel, you understand like they want to win as well.
Yes, definitely.
You understand they want to win as well. It's not just an opponent, because most sports anime do that too much. It's like, or they focus on one star character and forget everyone else.
Oh yeah, I get you.
So, and Diamond Ace does that beautifully. It's like, oh, this random guy he doesn't have that special of a character design, but he wants to win. He wants to impress the coach. He doesn't want to drag the team down, and that is he does that so well, and I love it for it. It's really good. Yeah. For my ratings, I'm giving it a solid 8.5 out of 10, man.
Let's go.
That was good.
Turn it up.
That was good. Yeah. It's like like I said before, it's like made after just one season. It made its way to like my top 5 sports anime, top 20 animes of all time. It was just too enjoyable. You can't hate it. If anyone hates Diamond Ace, I'm looking at you different. I can't lie.
100, let them know.
I'm looking at you different. We didn't watch the same. We didn't watch the same show. Because you say it, and I see it a lot on Twitter as well, because there's a lot of people who compare it to. Like, it's like two different things. First of all, one is volleyball, one is thing. You can't be saying, oh, I don't like him because it wasn't like this. It's like, enjoy the show, first of all. And Haikyuu and Diamond Ace are not that different. I think people just they find anything to complain about because like too much of a fan of something else, which makes it confuses me a lot every time. You're a fan of anime. You're not just a fan of Naruto. You're not just a fan of One Piece. You're a fan of anime. If it's good anime, watch it without hate. But I digress. But yeah,
very nice.
It's really good.
Very nicely put.
For my predictions or my expectations for second season.
Yeah, let's say predictions as well.
Predictions as well. Predictions. I don't know, you know. I want them to face some people again. Like some teams again. Just to see like if get anyone new, any new stars, how other people have progressed and everything. And I want them to face that guy again because revenge is coming.
What, Narumio?
Yes.
May needs to get.
Coming.
He needs to get.
May needs to get.
For sure.
The payback is going to be sweet. Hopefully, we're third time lucky. Because if we lose again, I might cry. I'm shedding real tears. But yeah, I need the interactions with the new first years. I need to see how the new third years now, like how they lead properly, how the captain does stuff, how just the interactions with everyone. That's I think that's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah,
the new interactions because the dynamics are going to change.
Yep.
Because Sawamura is not like the new guy anymore who needs pampering, I guess. So I want to see his dynamic with like the first years, how he's going to treat them, how he's going to everything like that. So I'm excited, man. I'm actually excited. I was eager to. I'm excited to watch second season. Can't lie.
Yeah, let's go. High hopes. I can neither confirm or deny any of what you just said.
Man's being a good friend right here. Man said I can't deny it or confirm. I said I'm just leaving it. That's funny, man.
Yeah.
Shall I go then?
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, I feel like, likewise, like what you said, I feel like overall, it gave me everything I wanted in the show. So it didn't lack in any area significantly. Like it was so level, so it had its comedic aspects. It was so funny at some places, but it wasn't there wasn't a lot of comedy to the extent that it drained on the seriousness of the show, if you know what I mean. Also had a great story and they used the flashback so well. So it really showcased and emphasized how much training and effort individuals have put into their craft, and how these moments when they are pitching or fielding are the kind of conclusion of all their hard work. And it's in those moments when it's can they now put it together? And that's what really captured me as a viewer. I was like, oh my days, we know they're good. It's they're good, but is it in that moment, can they showcase their skill? And those are the players that stand out. Obviously, those players that are able to then be clutch and perform when it's the highest. There's high pressure. Those high pressure moments. Just thoroughly enjoyed the whole show, and I know I did because the length of the show didn't scare me. I went through it so quickly, and I was so surprised. I was 75 episodes, and I've binged through this so quickly. It's stupid. It's actually stupid. With other shows, it took me so long. I was neglecting other shows. I was I'm not watching anything else. I need to just finish this. That's how it was. But for me, it's definitely a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, man. Loved every moment.
9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Love to see it. Yeah, for me, I was very pleasantly surprised by the show. I'm impressed by the show as well, because when a sports anime makes me want to play the sport or think about what it'd be like to play the sport, I feel like it's done its job to promote the sport as well as promote its story as well. Because with Haikyuu, I was like, oh, it'd be wavy to be part of a volleyball team. And with this, the team dynamic of Diamond Ace with the baseball team, you can feel like they're like a family. You can just feel the culture ingrained within the team, and the competitiveness between the rival teams, and how hard they train. I feel like this is one of them shows that really emphasizes how hard we are training, the drills. In the summer camp, you see how these men are training day in and day out. They still go to school as well.
Yeah.
But that's all for the focus of the goal. And also, I respect that he had the courage to make them lose, even after building up the narrative that kind of makes you expect them to win. So it kind of flips it on the head, and then not going back to give the third years another chance by saying, "Oh yeah, this isn't the final tournament. This is another final tournament, but there's another tournament. And this is the end."
Yeah.
And having the courage to bring in a new set of characters to continue the series, I respect that as well. So if I was to rate it, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. It's between Haikyuu and Diamond Ace, those are probably my two favorite sports series. Some days I feel like Diamond Ace is above it because I just really respect Sawamura as a character and as an MC, but it really just flips because Haikyuu is also very good. But those two are probably amongst the top echelon of sports anime manga series, because the way they have been able to tell the story through sport, very, very, very good. And you need to pick it up if you have not watched it already. Don't worry about the length.
Definitely. You're not gonna care about the length when you start it.
Oh, 100% not.
You'll be happy about it. Exactly. You'll be happy about it because there's so much, and you keep going.
It goes too fast.
Yeah.
At 75, I was like, nah, I need 30 more.
Yeah, because there's this narrative about sports anime not being that good, or we rather play sports than watch sports anime or watch real sports. No, just trust. We're not just saying that because it's good. It's good. Especially with Diamond Ace, it was just like Daniel said. When a sports makes me want to play baseball, or sports I don't really like. I don't like the sport already. I've never liked baseball. When we did it in primary school and secondary school, I'm like, really, really, why? I want to play football. But this anime made me love it. If I want to buy a baseball. Basically, I just be hitting my room, hitting in the backyard. So it's good. Don't underestimate sports anime. It's good. Give it a chance. It's amazing. Yeah. Because what Diamond Ace does for sports anime in general is always it's heavy. Like with Haikyuu, try not to spoil too much. It did something. You're like, oh well, that changes everything. And with Diamond and Ace as well, with the first season at least, I'm not sure about the others. The expectation it builds up and like, oh wait, no, they're not gonna win. We're not gonna follow the shonen trope of it. Oh yeah, we've built this up. We expect them to win, and they win, and it's a good time. But no, there's like real, like pain. You feel the pain with the characters. So it's the consequences. It does so much for sports anime because, yeah, it's gonna go down in history. One of the best. We're talking about Slam Dunk. We're talking about Ippo. We're talking about Haikyuu. There's nothing like it, man. It's just the founding fathers of sports anime. Diamond and Ace is right there.
I'm so excited to finish everything.
I never would have been a Seido.